Hi everybody, I'm Mitzi Rodea, and then I'm going to talk about the conditionals. The zero, first, second, and third, and then I'm going to show you how can we use all of them, right? First, we have zero conditional. Zero conditional we can use for general truths, for habits, and for structure. Then the structure about the zero conditional is if, and then present, and finally present. I'm going to show you how can we use that, right? We use if and then present simple and finally present simple. We have some examples. First, we have if you freeze water, it turns into ice. If you freeze is a verb in present, and then we have turns is the same of it's a verb of present simple. Remember, we can use the letter S of the final of the verb because we have a he, she, or it, right? Thank you. And then we have the first conditional. We can use the first conditional to come that's something that will probably happen if a specific conditional is met, right? And then the structure about the first conditional is if, present simple, and finally the future simple. Okay, as I had already said, in the first conditional is to talk about possibilities in the present or in the future. The structure about them is if and then simple present and finally simple future. In the simple future we can use will or want, right? Some examples are, the first is if it rains is in present, I will stay at home. Will is in present of simple future. And then if I wake up late, I will miss the bus. Wake is in present and will is to talk about the simple future. Remember, and then of if we can use simple present. Okay, I'm going to talk about the second conditional, right? We use the second conditional to talk about situations that are unlikely, that aren't true, or maybe that are impossible, right? The grammatic about the second conditional first is if, and then past simple, and then the present conditional, right? And then I'm going to show you some examples about it. As I had already said, the second conditional, the structure first is if, and then past simple, and finally present conditional. Remember, of present conditional, we can use good or couldn't, right? The second conditional is to talk about imaginary situations in the present or in the future. Okay, we have some examples here. The first example is if I want $1 million is in past simple of win. I could buy a new car. It's a present conditional because we have good and then we have buy in present, right? Okay, and then finally, I'm going to talk about the third conditional. We can use third conditional to show a past regret or a different outcome that could have it happening or a specific condition that haven't met, right? Okay, the grammatic about the third conditional first is if, and then had, and then past participle, good, have, past participle again. Is the same like perfect conditional, right? So we have if and then have and then perfect conditional, right? Okay, and finally I'm going to show you some examples and I'm going to explain you more what happened about the third conditional. I think it's the most difficult. Okay, in the third conditional, the structure is if plus past perfect and finally perfect conditional. Remember, perfect conditional, it is made of good, couldn't, have, and plus past participle. Third conditional is to use imaginary situation in the past. Some examples are, if I had got a gold medal, had got is in past perfect, I could have been happy. Would have been is in perfect conditional. And finally we have if I had met Susan last week, I wouldn't have given. Okay, we have past perfect and perfect conditional. I chose these topics because I had some problems to identify what is the conditioner that I need to use. Example is if I had, I don't know, pass or good, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what did I have to put after that. So I had some problems to identify, or I was confused what happened about the conditional. So I tried to translate, and it's a mistake. So now I can say that I can't identify what is the correct conditional that I need to use it. So thank you so much, teacher. I love it so much. Thank you for all.